Alright, so this might be a quick video. I'm gonna see if I can fix the fan. It's making a rattling sound on this ASUS model GX531G, or GX531G. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is remove the screws here. So these are, looks like PH0s. So let's get the PH0 screwdriver, and we're gonna remove the 4 screws holding this metal plate in place. So there's 2 small ones here. Okay, my customer said it's making some rattling sounds, so we're going to see what's going on. Try and keep the screws in order. You want to try and put them back in the same place that you took them out from, just in case, because the screws can be all different sizes, shapes, and lengths, so it's a good idea to not mix them up. These are customers' computers, so most likely by the time you see this video, I'm not going to have these computers. So if you don't see it in the video, I probably won't know. Alright, so once you remove those 4 screws, you want to open the computer slightly, so that causes this to kind of come up. Okay, so let's see here if I can do this. I'm going to flip it over. So normally I'd have this in my lap, but anyways, once you do that, as you can see, I can lift the bottom part out, and then you kind of can wiggle this piece to get this out. Okay, let me see if I can do that. So you have to have the computer slightly open, that way you can do that. Okay, so there we go. I got this metal plate off. So what I'm going to do is clean the dust out from here. They said the fan is making like some rumbling sound. So I don't know. They've been having fan issues with this computer or this model a lot. So this must be like a bad design. Anyways, let me see if I can figure out which fan is bad. So I'm going to use this to kind of just blow air into the fan and see if I can tell if it's definitely that fan's making some bad noise. It's like, I don't know if you could hear that when I was blowing air into it, but let me do it again. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but it was making a grumbly sound. So let's try this fan too. See if there's anything weird with this one. It's also making some noise, but not as bad. But I'm gonna see what I can do. It looks like there are some screws on top. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this fan out or not, but we will find out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can remove the sticker here first. So if I remember correctly, the last time my customer said they have like birds and it's near them, so it kind of sucks in the feathers or something. But yeah, last time I saw it was like pretty dusty. Okay, so I'm going to peel up this and see. Underneath, as you can see, this fan is sealed with a metal plate, so I can't actually do anything with the fan itself. So I'm going to try and take the fan out. It has these plastic things in the way, but it looks like we'll use the PH1. So first what I'm going to do is, or PH0, so first what I'm going to do is remove the screw here that's holding this light in place. Hopefully after I remove this screw, I can lift this little light out of the way. Okay, yep, so it is coming up. So you want to be very careful with these because these little light things are really fragile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and lift this up. Okay, I'm going to use a little needle here. So I'm going to just get underneath that and then lift this up. And what you want to do is you want to, let's see if I can zoom in to show this. Try and keep the cable flat. You don't want to crease it over. So I'm going to just pull it, kind of pull it that way while I'm also pulling it up to kind of keep the cable as flat as I can. Okay, you don't want to just fold the cable, that can damage it. Okay, so just like that. Alright, so let's see here. We got the fan screws here, so I'm going to remove the 2 screws holding the fan here. So there's 1 screw here. There might also be screws underneath this plastic piece, so we'll see. I hope I'm not going to have to take the whole computer apart just to remove these fans, but I might end up having to do that just from the looks of it. So let's see here. Try and keep the screws in order. The fan screws are different than the screw that's right there. Okay. They are holding this fan in place with this sticky adhesive piece here. So I'm going to try and peel that up and see if the fan will move at all. Okay. If we're lucky, then we can take the fan out after removing these things, but I have a feeling it's not going to come out. Okay, there is a screw underneath here, so I'm peeling this up. There's one screw here that we're going to have to remove, it looks like. Okay, sorry if I get my head in the way. I'm trying to see what's going on. So there's one screw here underneath this adhesive, so I'm going to take that out. Okay. Let's see here. The fan still doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to peel up this adhesive more. I'm most likely going to have to remove this whole adhesive. Maybe there's some screws holding on the other side. And then, okay, the fan is slightly coming up. That's good. I think there's also a screw underneath on this side. So I'm going to peel this out of the way. And then this side, I'm going to peel up this adhesive, this strip as well. And yes, there is also a screw under here, so we're going to remove that screw as well. Sorry if it's getting out of the view of the camera, but there's a screw under this plastic piece as well. Okay, so hopefully these fans are going to be repairable, because if I have to remove them, it looks like I will have to take out the whole bottom panel of this laptop. I mean, for you guys, you'll probably be happy, because then I'll show the entire disassembly of this computer. But for my customer, he's not going to be happy, because he's waiting out there and I need to get it back to him as soon as possible. Anyways, so here you can see now the fan is coming up after we remove those 4 screws. You can actually flip it over this way. As you can see, it's very dusty inside, so I'm going to clean this out. I'll use a toothbrush here. Brush the dust out of the way, hold the LED thing out of the way, and then brush that as well. Yeah, and be careful with the LED cable, it is fragile. Okay, so I'm going to clean the dust out of here as well. Okay, then I'm going to use this to, oh man, that's a lot of dust. Okay, so I'm just going to blow the dust out from here. Try and get that out of the way. This one has so much fine dust on it. Okay, so we're going to clean that up. Be very careful with this, because the cable is still attached down there. You don't want to accidentally move it too much and then risk tearing that cable. Okay, so I'm just going to brush off all the dust from this thing here. So I'm semi-holding the thing, so as you can see it is turning, but the slight friction allows me to kind of brush the fan blades a little bit, just so to get the dust out. And then I'm going to clean it off with this air blower. Yeah, there's so much dust in here. I can hear rumbling on this one, so hopefully this fan will come off. Usually what you do is you pull the propellers up. It looks like they're stuck in there, so I don't know if I can actually repair this one or not. I don't want to just try and rip it out, because that can be really bad if the customer needs it. If I try and force it out and it breaks the fan, then they're basically going to be without a computer for a while, so I don't want to risk breaking that. I kind of need like a thing that coils around and then lets me pull up all the way around the circle. I don't know if there's a special tool for that. But I'm just going to clean all the dust out of here, at least for now. We'll do the same thing with the other fan on this side. So if it's like the other one, there's 4 screws in the fan, and then there's the 1 screw holding that piece. So let's remove the screw there. Oop, not that one. That one's not in the fan, so we'll remove that one. We'll remove the one up here. Okay. Looks like there might be a screw on this side, so I'm going to get that out. Let me see, what did I do with that needle that I was using? Here we go. So grab the needle. I'm going to lift up this side of this plastic piece here. Man, this one's a little bit tricky to get underneath. Might have to start from this side. Okay, so I'm gonna start from this side. I'm running the needle across so that way I can get to this side because it looks like the screw is here. So I'm gonna lift up this, okay, peel it up, and yes, the screw is right there. So we're gonna take this screw out. Okay. Alright. Then we're gonna take out the LED from down up here as well. Okay. Again, keep in mind the LED screw is different from the other ones. Use the needle to help me get the LED thing up just like before. Right? And then peel this up, pulling that way while you kind of pull it up. Okay? There we go. So we got that one out. And then if it's like the other one, was it on this side? I don't know. We'll just peel. Yeah, I think it was on this side. So actually it might be up here. So we're gonna have to peel this up as well. Actually, no, it's on the other side, huh? Okay, so it is down here. So you can lift that up. Again, you want to be careful because this LED cable is fragile. Alright, but just keep it out of the way and then get underneath that and let's peel that up. Okay, let's peel this up. Okay, there we go. So we'll peel that out of the way and then we'll take that screw out as well. Alright, so now we got that screw out. Now this fan should come up, okay? Alright, just like that. Same thing as the other one. Flip it over. Get all the dust out, okay? Hopefully you can see. It's pretty dusty here. I'm going to clean that out as well. Okay, just like this. Clean this one out as well. Pretty dusty, so clean that out. Okay, clean that out. Again, be careful. Make sure to hold this down while you're cleaning it because the cables are still attached and you don't want to damage them. Super dusty. Wow, this thing is like super fine dust that they got in here. So if you got birds, just know that they give off a very fine powdery dust. Okay. So you do want to keep that in mind. You might not want to use your computer next to the birds if you can help it. Okay. Clean out that dust. So it's better, but it's still making noise. I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the other one a little bit more. Sorry, I know it's off camera, but I'm cleaning the other fan because it's still dusty as well. The rumbling is more on the other fan. This fan is not as bad. It is bad as well, but not as bad. Yeah, that fan's not as bad. Okay, I'm going to check this one again. How do I can't pump with that handle. Yeah, it's definitely the other fan. It's not as bad now that I took it out, but you can definitely tell that the fan is making some rumbling sound. So, I don't know what to tell my customer if I attempt to pop this off. There is risk involved. So, I don't know. I can try popping it up with this and my other pry tool. So, if I were to prop like both sides at the same time, that might work. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but if I use this, it might work. Usually you'd want like something round to go all the way around the whole fan, because you don't want to just pry up on one spot. You want to pry up from all sides. So I don't know how I can get like all 4 sides and then pop it at the same time. Yeah, I don't know how I would do that. I need a special tool that I can, maybe I need to design something to do that. So if it gets like a claw that goes around like that and then yanks the whole thing, but it has to put like pressure on all the blades. Kind of do it with your hand, but I don't think this one's gonna come out. Alright, sorry about that. A customer called. So anyways, it looks like the customer needs the computer tomorrow, so I'm not going to risk it. We are just going to reassemble the thing and put it all back. Okay, so all you got to do, flip the fans back over. Alright, so they figured that because the dust, their birds, it's going to keep happening. So they're kind of like, they'll just live with it, I guess. Because if we replace the fans again, the fine dust is going to build up, and then within like a year or a few months it's just going to come back. So anyways, we're going to put the screws back in. Okay, so take the screws and put them back in. Alright, so hopefully this video helps other people with cleaning their fans out. As far as cleaning the fans out, this model is pretty nice, but as far as like replacing them and things, it's kind of a pain. So yeah, if you live in a place with like a lot of humidity or something, try and keep the humidity away. Fine dust, smoke, all that stuff can damage the fan bearings. So this, basically the fan bearing got dust in it, and then when the bearing has dust in it, the grease doesn't work as well, and that's what happens. Okay, so we're gonna tuck the plastic back in like it was before, just like that, and then push this thing back down. Alright, now that I got that, I'm gonna tighten these screws back in. Okay, just like this. Make sure all the screws are tightened, and then put the adhesive back down. Alright, now we're going to flip this one back over as well. Get the fine dust out of there. Hopefully it will help at least a little bit. Make sure that you get the LED board on top of the fan. Okay, just like that. Alright, get the screws and put them back. Okay, the first time I put the screws, I just put them in loosely just to get them lined up. Alright, last screw. Okay, get that out of the way. So now we got that, put the last screw in, tighten it down all the way, right, put the plastic back over, put this down, right, this one's kind of going weird, go, put in the LED screw, right, put down the adhesive for that, and then tighten the last 2 screws here, or the last 3. Okay. There we go. So we got all those screws back in. Now, again, to put this cover back on, you do have to open the cover slightly. Okay, so when you open the cover slightly, these little pieces stick up, so that way you can tuck this piece, that piece right there, sorry, this piece, so that way it can like tuck underneath, okay? So here you can see all the dust from working on that. Wow, that's some really fine powdered dust. Yeah. Okay. So now that we got that, try and clean all the dust off the rest of it. Okay, I'm gonna tuck this in like this. So you put that side in first, and then you slide it, and then you let it down, okay? So make sure that it follows the rails, okay? And then you get that piece in place, and then you can drop this back down. You'll know you did it right because when you close it, this thing will be flush with the computer. All right, that's what you want. And now we just got to put back the rest of the screws, okay? Let's take those screws, put those in. I'm gonna test it real quick just to see if it's gonna go crazy when I start it up. Okay, got that out. And this. Yeah, so there's a chance that I can repair the fan if you kind of put enough pressure to pull the propellers off, but there's also a good chance you can break the mounting for it. So yeah, anyways, here you can see there's all this fine dust that went on the screen. See, so the dust they have is just too fine and it gets into the bearings, so there's not really a way to permanently stop this from happening, so it's gonna keep happening. But it does take a while, like close to a year or so. Anyways, that's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like and subscribe. Help others find this video so that they can clean their fans. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So, computer started up. Everything looks good. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.